Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Barasham Yahweh, Barasham Racha, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akim. It's your brother Abawan back again with another video. And basically, what we're going to go into is to show how far-reaching the authority and the power that the Most High has given Esau Edom truly is. And it's been a while since I've done a video going into the MOTB, but now you see more of this algorithm of the MOTB coming to pass. And just when you thought that this July would go by without any more, events happening, because so many things have gone through in just this month alone, judgments and prophecy and so on and so forth, because this truly is the year of the turn up. So now we see, or rather, found this article off Reddit. Sri Lanka implements QR code digital ID fuel rationing. And basically, once you see a headline like this and you see an article like this, even people in the world, okay, even people that aren't in this street already understand what this is going into. This is going into the charagma, okay? This is going into Esau Edom's gradualism, his layered attempt at slowly implementing his great research by using these digital ID, okay, contactless payments, social credit system, 5G, so on and so forth, all the different, infrastructures and systems, policies being set up in order to implement his mark, okay, his charagma, which is going to be the next major prophecy that is about to come to pass, okay. That's the reason why we here in Great Millstone, starting with the elders and the apostles, starting with the apostles and the elders on down, we push so heavily this charagma, man, because it's the next major prophecy, okay, after the Great Awakening, after the devil being exposed. It is the charagma now that we're focusing on. So once again, going into the article, Sri Lanka implements QR code, digital ID, fuel rationing. And let's just read a little bit of it. Sri Lanka has begun forcing citizens to use a QR code to access gas pumps as part of a nationwide fuel rationing scheme. The policy was introduced by the Sri Lankan Minister of Power and Energy, Kanchana Wijesekera, at the behest of Sri Lanka's new president, Ranil. I'm not going to pronounce that name, but basically, all the names of the hidden that are difficult to pronounce, okay? A member and agenda contributor of the World Economic Forum, and that was the WEF. And that is the main point, or the main reason why I had to do a video on this, because here you have the president of, or rather the original president of Sri Lanka being forced to flee because of an insurrection, right? Because of a sedition in Sri Lanka. And you heard all the news coming out of there, how the people were protesting, raiding the houses of the rich and powerful, specifically the politicians in Sri Lanka. And then eventually, putting some to death, throwing all kinds of things happening. And now a new president is being set up, and the country is beginning to stabilize. And just as it is stabilizing, one of the major things that caused the country to go into that sedition, to go into that, coup phase, okay, was the lack of energy, the lack of fuel, the lack of gas, and the lack of food. And now you have a fuel rationing scheme being implemented in the country after that. This is showing you just how far-reaching Esau Edom's power is and his control is in a country as far away as Sri Lanka from Babylon the Great and the West, where you see the agenda of Esau Edom being used, okay, being implemented in it. And this is just an experiment before it is being brought to, other countries as well, because this is going to be a worldwide, okay, policy very soon. With the whole QR codes and contactless payment and rationing of resources to the people. Okay, so what the first bit that I want to actually go into, let's get that. That's the on the blue letter. Okay, in as far away as Sri Lanka, they're even feeling the effects of Esau's rulership. You know what the scriptures say? They oppress a man in his house. Let me get that. So this is the book of Micah 2 verse 1, and it reads, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. And this just shows you, okay, finding out that immediately after, okay, and even not immediately after, because they are still doing their protests in Sri Lanka, of finding out that this policy was set up as soon as a new president that happened to be connected with the WEF. And we know all about, their plans and their agenda for the earth, okay, is setting up this QR code rationing of fuel. It shows you that what happened, the collapse of the Sri Lankan economy and the Sri Lankan government was actually planned out by Esau Edom. It was a controlled collapse. It was set up by the Esau Edom in order to once again to bring in his new world order. And it's showing you that the shortages, okay, the famines and the different supply chain crisis and supply chain shortages that is going on all over the earth is actually being controlled by Esau Edom in order to further push his great reset. It's order abkeo, right? The Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. And the problem was the shortages, okay? The reaction was the people going insane. Sedition among men, second Esdras the 15th chapter, flying straight out the shelves, okay? And the solution is to bring in, another gradual policy to ease the people into the mark of, the charagma. And unfortunately, we can't bring out those precepts because we know how these devils are, okay? When they would start to, and they will soon start to censor the word because they know what is coming up next. Esau Edom knows what is coming up next, and these people are working tirelessly, okay, in order to make their enterprise of the Great Reset with that MOTB charagma a success, okay. And these are the fruits of these devils right here, where they have, because as the scripture says, that's Job 9 verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and because he had leadership over the earth, he's spreading his wicked agenda all over the earth, man. And this is just a warning to you people out here, okay, because the hopeful elect, the men of the Lord already know what is going on the earth, but you still have some jakes out here, Israelites out here, because that is who our this warning is two, first and foremost, okay. These scriptures are two, first and foremost. The words of prophecy are two, okay. That still believe that even if it gets bad out there, okay, as long as they are away from the West or from, all these first world developed countries, and they hide out in, you know, in third world countries, they believe that the hand of Esau Edom won't reach them, right? You have some jigs that trying to escape, so trying to escape racism in Babylon the Great and in all these Western countries, or they go to Africa, they go to these South America and various other countries, believing that they won't be able, they won't feel the power, I don't know what word to use, but basically they won't feel the influence of Esau Edom there. What you don't understand is that the hand of this devil is all over the earth, okay? Because the Most High, however, Hashem Yahweh had given him that authority to have rule over the earth, Once again, Job 9 verse 24. Okay, so there you have it. Another, I know what, I can't help myself, If Esau takes this down, then then he takes the video down, highest, a strike for 1 week. I have a backup channel, okay. So this is the book of Revelation 13, and I will start from verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed, okay. And the main reason why I read this is because we're in that time right now where the image of the beast is actually being set up, okay. Anyway, Revelation 13 verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And that is what we are coming into, all these things they are saying about contactless payments, okay, about QR codes, barcodes, because you should already know the origin of those systems, going into how the barcode basically represents the child size stigma, okay, and the QR code, and and how these contactless payments and these various you know, these various technologies that Esau Edom has set up in order to bring in his charagma. Okay, all roads lead to the MOTB, and that is what the current situation on the earth is leading to, because Esau Edom is slowly setting up all the supply chains, okay, all the infrastructures in order to bring the resources to the people, and he's slowly attaching them to that MOTB, the MOTB, the charagma system, okay, in order to force you that, as Revelation 13, verse 16 says, no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name, or the name or the number of the name, okay. And basically, and let me, so okay, I want to get this word name, I want to get this word name a little bit, I want to just see what this word name is going into. Let's just get that. And the name is Onoma. Okay, Onoma. Onoma meaning the name is used for everything which the name covers, everything the thought or feeling of which is aroused in the mind by mentioning, hearing, remembering. The name that is for one's rank, authority, interest, pleasure, command, excellence, deeds. Person reckoned up by name, the cause or reason named on this account, because he suffers as a Christian for this reason. So basically, going into, it's all the same thing when you surrender to the system of Esau Edom and you choose Esau as your power, as your God, basically. And that's what is going to happen when you they take that charagma. That's the ultimate sellout, that's the ultimate, that's basically the ultimate form of selling out. You're taking Esau Edom's charagma and trust that just shows fully and wholly that you trust in this system, you trust in the shadow of Egypt instead of in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh as an Israelite, okay? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And just like I said before, okay, that just as I said before, this message is mainly to the Israelites. And before I close out, because I'm about to close out right now, I want to also say this. I've completely forgot what the image of the beast meant for a second there, but the spirit brought it back to me. Okay, and the image of the beast is going into Esau Edom's system, his policy, his craft. Okay, which craft means what? Handiwork. If you go into the definition of the word craft, it's basically your handiwork. Okay, what you are, basically the handiwork. So what these devils, their modus operandi, okay, their MOs, and the various doctrines and philosophies they have set up. So when you trust, so when you worship the image, you're worshiping Esau Edom and his system and everything that he has set up, which majority of the people on the earth do. Okay, that's why wherever you go on the earth, you can see the influence of Esau Edom there. The people follow in his ways and they are trying to, okay, we just say it like that, they follow in Esau Edom's ways. Wherever you go over the earth, you see the influence of these devils there. And slowly, slowly but surely, okay, these prophecies are coming to pass. And this is more proof showing that, we're in those times right now. And the Esau Edom is about to come down with that charisma, man. So with that, let's end it right there. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Racha Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.